Hello, everyone. I'm Dren Hatamata. We're gonna wait a few more minutes, see if anyone else comes by. Everything seems to be working appropriately. With me today, I have Caltuna, my lovely wife.
An honor being here.
We both got tea.
Both got our vapes.
I try not to vape during most streams, only because like when you get to talking for a long while, it gets strenuous. God forbid it be a game that I end up having to scream a lot
Maybe
for
that
reasons.
maybe that happens for you, but I feel nothing.
Well, yeah. Fucking.
Oh man.
Oh, not too much going on. I think what I need to do at some point is get something so I can throw some music in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Some non-demonetization music. Why is there a cat going crazy?
It's a momo.
God damn it.
It's a momo.
Yeah. And for whatever reason the stream goes short, I can probably start up another stream and do something else if I need to. So just let me know.
No.
No, I mean if it needs to cut short, like okay, I need to go. It's tired, whatever. I mean,
I'm fine.
because you know me, I'll go for as long as however I want to go.
Until you die.
Oh, give people a few minutes, because you know it's a Tuesday. It's Tuesday night, and I'm getting increasingly convinced that people seem to be working at the time I'm streaming, so it's really hard to coordinate anything like this. I would entertain streaming earlier, but then I would just keep streaming and nothing would ever get done.
Well, that's when you make a time limit for yourself.
I don't want to make a time
I know
limit.
you don't want to make
I
a
don't.
time
I
limit.
don't want to make a time limit.
Uh, okay, I'm trying here. What do you want from me?
I don't know. Let
That's when you
me.
make a time limit for yourself.
What? Let's see. It sounds like everything's working.
Sounds like everything's working.
Yeah. Aside from when I was the interesting
Sounds
thing
like everything's
is
working.
this when this is taking the audio,
Yeah, yeah.
it's taking whatever's heard by the mic.
Yeah.
So or it's taking that and the desktop, I believe. So whenever I go to listen to it on there, everything will keep stacking, and it'll just keep going over and over itself when I keep talking, and it just becomes this amalgamation of weird vocal noises.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I'm pretty sure I could probably fix that by just taking out certain audio or something, but it's whatever. As long as everything's good. Let's see, is desktop audio sensed by. Let's see if desktop audio is different.
Let's see if desktop audio is different. Let's see if desktop audio
It is not. It doesn't change
is
anything.
different.
I thought it'd
Let's
be
see if
different, but
desktop audio
it is not. There you go. Hopefully the connection will stay good. Alright. I think it's about time we can probably go ahead and get in. It's been about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, so. Hello everyone, I'm Dren Hatamata, and welcome to the S&G Podcast, show where we talk about random crap going from topic to topic for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my lovely guest, Caltuna.
It's an honor to be here.
Um, so I think I just kind of want to do a little bit of an update as far as the channel. Just real quick. So I haven't been uploading because I've been taking care of all kinds of other crap around the house. So I haven't been editing. And then I get, because if I try to, I feel guilty and like, oh gosh, shouldn't I be doing something else? Um, we've actually gotten a lot of shit done. So with any luck, take these off. With any luck, um, I think I'll be able to start making videos not before too long. And I think while I've got my Christmas break, I'm gonna try and make at least one video. So hopefully that'll be good. I safety gated a bunch of cabinets, so now the cats can't get in there, so I can clean everything there. Um, I'm just trying to go ahead and mark as much as I can off my many lists, so that way I can not feel so bad about editing videos and making videos and actually relaxing for once.
Indeed. I keep telling him he needs to relax, but then he goes, I don't need to relax. I need to get things done.
I feel guilty because like I feel like I'm being lazy and I'm like shit, and like because some of this stuff is simple and I just don't do it. Like I could have long ago cleaned the coffee table in and out, and I just haven't, and I don't have an excuse. And I feel bad, so like if I'm doing something that feels frivolous, like I haven't played games much. I've played very little in games. And I even feel bad about that because it's like, oh, but I love playing video games. But the guilt is like, no, you're not going to enjoy this right now. So it sucks. Sucks ass. Other than that, I'm hoping that my work schedule will be the same or better and not worse. Um, because I have low seniority or whatever, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up the same way. So, if there's going to be any future changes as far as scheduling and whatnot, I will definitely post something here and there. Mm. Did you have anything as far as update wise?
If I sound a little bit saddened or anything, I highly apologize. Some rather serious things have happened in my life recently, and Dren has been an amazing help with that. But as he said earlier to me, don't feel like you have to do everything just because you do have some things to do. Like, if you need a day or hell, even a moment to yourself, take it. And that's kind of what I've been doing all day. It's just been not the best of days. So I highly apologize if that comes out here.
I'm sure it'll all be fine. I mean, so far, at least with the people that I know, when it comes to things like your mental health,
Yeah.
So far, at least from what I've seen, we all try and take that fairly seriously. Um, Sometimes it seems like it's not a big deal, but from the outside looking in, but once you're inside, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Um, and I minimize a lot of my problems to seem less significant so I can do other stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's probably problematic. Or maybe that's just my way of dealing with it. I don't know. Um, I try not to let too much bother me.
Yeah.
And that's but when something like super fresh, because this was like last week.
In fact, it was actually around this time last week. Yes.
So that was why anyone who was at the last stream or saw that stream, that's why I had to cut out early. And I had no problem dealing with it, doing that. But it just ended up being a weird mess. Um, did whatever I need to do to help.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave details vague?
I can talk about it, but that's the thing. I don't for starters, I'm gonna say this: if you know who I am and you know the party involved, do not go after them. Opinions are opinions, and even though we may not agree with them, it doesn't give you the right to go after someone. So if you know us,
Yeah, we don't advocate for violence or attacking someone ad hominem or anything like that. We're not going to don't go and antagonize people.
yeah, don't be like, oh well, they made one of my favorite YouTubers, why as Dren calls me, wives bund. They made his wives bund upset, which it actually deals with that topic. I feel like I'm both as far as gender goes. I'm gender fluid, and I do portray female most of the time, but I do feel like I'm both most of the time as well. Uh, but it had to do with that. So don't go after the people at hand. But essentially, I went drinking with my used to be father and my mother.
I guess technically you could actually say father-in-law.
My
Only
father,
because only father by legal terms.
legal terms.
Like I guess, or ex-father. I don't know.
I guess I could do ex father. But I was out drinking with them, and it was at a bar that I've been going to for years. Uh, bar I've held close to my heart that sadly I will never go back to because of what has happened. I was drinking, having a good night, met some awesome people there, who I have also talked to on the matter. They will never go back because they're in the same boat as we are, actually. And I was
Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw in a trigger warning.
yes, very much so.
Trigger warning of somewhat graphic nature, dealing with potential sexual abuse
Potential
or
sexual assaults and dealing with biases against gender and sexual preference. So, trigger warning if
it's
this.
Southeast Alabama. And most of you are probably gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I get it."
Yeah. So, we were in the bar, and my ex-father got into a talking match with someone about gay people, and trans people mainly. But anyone who classifies with that, bisexual, pansexual,
Any
people,
form of the queer rainbow.
essentially, yeah, like LGBTQ, it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, anyone. He was telling people, and they were talking about how bathrooms should be for the genders that you are. And one dude, and here's where the sexual abuse comes in, half of it anyway. One dude said, and I quote, "It's not me saying this."
Censor any particular. Uh, you don't. It's not using the R word, right? What he said.
What?
The R word.
No.
Okay, I can't.
No, that was never used.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I was I don't know where I'm getting something else confused. Sorry.
But one dude across from my ex-father at the bar went, if a girl walks into the male bathroom, and remember, I'm not saying this. This is from him. He said if a female or a girl walks into the male's bathroom, and please excuse my language here, this is literally for quote, he'd fuck her. Never talked about consensuality. Never talked about any of that. Didn't matter. And I straight up called him out on what he was. I said, "You're a sexual assaulter then." And he went, "Well," and shrugged his shoulders like it was not the biggest thing in the deal. And I'm a victim of sexual abuse.
Yeah, because fuck consent and fuck legality.
Exactly.
God damn. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what fucking bathroom you want to go in. It's a bathroom. I really don't get this idea around here. Actually, that kind of brings me to when you make not assumptions, but I think the word is presuppositions. I think that's the right word. But so that was something that he would do, and you're like, it doesn't work that way. Well, so I had a thing that I want to touch on real quick, kind of similar and a little lighter than that, where I was in a conversation at work. Keep in mind, we're Southeast Alabama.
Indeed.
And he got on the topic of his roommate that he charges rent, because it's his house, so he charges this guy rent or whatever. And they're not really friends; they're just acquainted, as far as I know. And he goes back and forth sometimes. So, like, if he's in a good relationship, he's normally gone most of the time, which for him is great. He likes not having to worry about someone else being in his house, which I can kind of relate to. That's cool. But like if one of the things was that he said in the past when like a girl broke up with her, it was just awful. Like though he was constantly around, that wasn't in and of itself the problem, but that he wouldn't do anything, get like really lazy, and he would have to dog him out and to get like rent or something like that, make sure he was going to work, stuff like that. And I decided to make a bit of a joke. And I said, okay, well, maybe the next. Because he apparently, like, if when he breaks up, like, it's really bad. It's like, it makes you wonder if he's been through a bunch of these. Maybe women aren't for him. And so I decided to make that joke. And this probably wasn't as good on my part either. But I just said, hey, maybe next time if he breaks up with this girl, you can convince him that he's gay. Just a joke. That I just thought it'd be funny, because in my head, like the idea of like, saying, well, maybe you're gay, dude, and then him going, shut up, asshole. I don't know why. It just entertains me mentally. But nevertheless, I say this, and he goes, no, I wouldn't want to do that. He lives in my house. I said, what does that have to do with anything?
Excuse me.
What does that have to do with anything? And he's like, he might try to come on to me.
Excuse me. Ooh.
And I was like, that's not how it works. I was like, sure it does. I'm a guy, he's a guy. And just in my head, I was like, fucking bold of you to assume that he's attracted to you. Or would be if he was gay. I just remember that a lot. Just that absurdity. Ugh. It kind of reminds me of that kind of same sentiment. Like, that's just not how that works.
Yeah.
You're making a situation that doesn't work that way to be a situation that's either against or for your favor, but that's not at all how those things would ever work out, because you're putting yourself in the favorable position. You're the attractive one, or you're the one that's gonna do something anyway. Oh man, it's just weird. Just people down here. Did you want to continue?
But so he said that I called him out, and at this point the bar's actually kind of going silent. So the guy who's sitting next to me, who happens to be the bartender's husband, straight up says, and he agrees with me. He's like, it's none of my business what you choose to be. I'm fine with everything. Which I even went, thank you. And then my ex-father said something that just killed me. And I'm so glad that Dren was there, or ended up coming to get me, because this bar is about 40 minutes to an hour from our home.
It's about half an hour on a night drive. It's not as bad it was the first few times. So it's not too terribly far away, but
so my ex-father, who's not sitting next to me, my mom is on my left, and then like I said, the bartender's husband is on my right. My ex-father says that he could never think of me as anything other than a girl, which, okay, that doesn't bother me. But then he went on to say that if you are anywhere on the spectrum, gay, bisexual, trans, doesn't matter. If you're like me, you do not deserve to have any rights as a human being or as a person. I don't like using human being, because at this point I'm having so little faith in humans, it's not even funny. But as a person, I don't deserve rights. I instantly yelled at him in the middle of this bar, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And the bar went dead silent. And my mom tried to calm me down, and I went, "No, that's bullshit." I've started crying, and on beforehand they were talking about my papa, my ex-father's father, who passed away in August 20th, actually, 10 days after his 88th birthday, which I was already in tears, and they wouldn't stop. So I ran out the door. My mom is now chasing me. My dad proceeds to laugh in the bar about, or my ex-father proceeds to laugh in the bar about something that I don't give two shits to know about. He was probably laughing at me, which I don't care. I'm not his kid anymore. But I proceed to tell my mom some very dark secrets that I never wanted her to know, have kept for, hell, 20 years now. Uh, and as my mother, for some reason, every time she hears something that I've gone through that's bad, she says, "I'll handle it, I'll handle it." And it's like, no, you can't handle it. It's been 20 years. There's nothing to handle.
Oh yeah, well, because the one thing that really got to me is like, okay, you're at a bar, you're drinking, and even if that does have any influence, the problem, because she thought it was just because you guys are drunk, and that was not the case, because both your ex-dad and you have said these things when you're sober.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to explain that to her, and it was like she just didn't get it. And it was just kind of really disappointing because, you're trying to tell someone that no, even if these words were just because they were drunk, that doesn't make them any less believed by the person that said them in this case. And I don't think that this is a anecdote to go by for anyone else, because that being drunk might for someone else be its own thing where you do say shit like that and don't actually mean it. But if you say the same shit when you're sober,
Mm-hmm.
then being drunk has nothing to do with it.
Oh, yeah. Like,
So you can't blame it on the drinking in that case, except for maybe the escalation, at best.
yeah. My mom tried to tell me, "Oh, you guys just need to sit down and talk about it." And, okay, I'm not gonna call him my dad anymore. That's just not happening. How can you look at your kid and say, "Okay, because of your sexual preference and the way you are, you don't deserve rights"? How does a father do that?
And your sexual and gender identity and stuff like that. I mean, I don't understand the sentiment of. I don't understand why a lot of these people tend to care so fucking much. Because they say, I mean, how many times have you heard this bullshit? Oh, I don't care if they're gay, just as long as they don't come on to me. Again, fucking bold of you to assume that they're going to be attracted to you.
It's still homophobia.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's blatant. It's blatant homophobia or transphobia. And I mean, it's the denial of humanity in an individual or person that is completely unwarranted. I mean, even if I don't understand someone who is trans, as far as like, if I don't quite, like, let's say I didn't quite get it, on like trans man, trans girl, he, her, whatever. Let's say I just didn't quite get it for whatever reason. It's stupid, although be it. Um, I didn't get it. That doesn't make that person any less valuable, and it would be terrible of me to deny that. I would not deny anyone their identity or tell them they're lesser of a person, because the first place it should start is that they're a person. That's what they should be judged on before their sexual or gender
Yeah.
identity. I mean, it's kind of like you go between. You can actually make probably a fair comparison when it comes to like Nintendo fanboys, Sony fanboys, Microsoft fanboys, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can probably make a pretty fair comparison on that. Because you have a lot of the same problems. Microsoft and Sony are like, oh, Nintendo, they don't deserve the games. They don't deserve a platform or some shit like that. Or I think a lot of AAA game developers used to see indie developers kind of like that, even though that's how they started. But whatever. Nevertheless, getting off topic. Um, yeah, acceptance is important, and I don't understand why people have a problem with that. Because if they didn't care, it wouldn't be a problem. So, forgive me if I think that a lot of these people are full of shit.
Oh no, I talk like I said, I talked to a couple people. The one of them being the main person I met that night, and he told me he's not going back there because I told him after that remark from the guy saying he would gladly sexually assault someone. That makes me that makes me feel extremely unsafe.
I can't blame you there because, for one thing, it's a bathroom.
It's a
You do the pee-pees and the poo-poos in the bathroom. That's what it's there for.
like
Or
the main thing that makes me laugh about this kind of thing is people who have a problem with trans people in general
right.
usually use the bathroom as an excuse to go at them. It's like if a kid's gonna be sexually assaulted by someone, one of the main places it's gonna be is not the bathroom. It's not gonna be a bathroom. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, and here's the other part to that, if I may. If they're planning on doing that, it has nothing to do with whether or not they're trans.
Exactly.
It's still them being a shitty person. It's it's kind of like well, I guess that's also comparable to the whole well, what were you wearing?
Yeah.
Or they were asking for it. No, you can be fucking stark ass naked. You're never asking for it. It's completely unreasonable. I mean, if a guy is wearing short shorts and a tank top, are they asking for it? If they get forced on, I mean, it's not. No, no one's asking for it. It's not how that works. That's not how that works. And you shouldn't have to be fearful just to go to the fucking bathroom of your choice. I don't see why it should matter what bathroom, aside from, I guess, what genitalia you want to use, or, I mean, anyone can sit down.
Literally.
Not everyone can necessarily use a urinal. Some other people that normally wouldn't be using a urinal are really crafty and know how to still use one. Clever. But goddamn, it's the bathroom argument's stupid.
It is.
It's really stupid. It's just you go in there to do the poo-poos and the pee-pees and whatever else cleaning you need to do on yourself.
But so I won't be going back there. But like my ex-father, like, I think my mom tried to tell me, oh, well, he feels bad and stuff. And it's like, I don't care if he feels bad.
I would hope he feels bad. Like, that's not going to fix it.
Yeah.
But I would hope he feels bad. Like, in this situation, I mean, for him not to feel bad is a huge lack of empathy, in my opinion.
Extremely so.
I mean, you're talking about denying someone else their personification of themselves. I mean, no one deserves that. Like, even if you're a piece of shit, how you identify is not the inherent part of what makes you a piece of shit. If you're just a straight dude, that's it. That's as far as it goes. Has nothing to do on what makes you a piece of shit. You being a piece of shit is what makes you a piece of shit. That's someone who's an asshole. That's also trans. Trans has nothing to do with it. They're just an asshole, regardless of being trans or being gay or being straight or whatever. And it's just a bunch of stupid shit that I don't understand people making these assumptions for. It should always just start at they're a person.
Indeed.
What person are they? And then from there, however, because most of these things are just most of these things, as far as dealing with other people, is semantics, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me being a guy doesn't really have anything to do with anything until maybe uh, I need to be identified or maybe medical records or something like that. And if I had a choice, I would say that job applications take away the gender, take away the gender or and sex. You don't need to know that for my interview, and take away the what race are you question.
Race, religion.
Yeah, well they don't ask religion on um
Some actually do. I found that out.
only on well, oh god. Yeah, that well, I guess there is some places if they're I guess. I guess it would make sense for a church if they were hiring people.
That's one thing.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not. But the rest of the stuff, it's not really important. Besides being able to identify or understand what needs to happen medically. But for my job interview, to call me and show up, you don't need to know shit about what I look like or what I define as. You just need to know what my credentials are for believing that I am qualifying for this job. You know, that's about it. Um. Anyway.
But that was that.
Is there anything else you want to add to that? Or...
I'm trying to think. I had something, but it's not hitting me. And you know how I am. I usually will come back to it later on in conversation. But it struck me the wrong way because it's like, how are you gonna sit there and tell me? Oh, the thing I just remembered.
Go ahead.
Like the thing I have to say the most that I hate the most about things like this is people want to judge you on the things you can't change rather than the things that you can. Dren and I donate regularly. We go out and help people to the best of our abilities. And yet I'm being judged because I feel like I'm both.
It has nothing to do with anyone else.
Exactly. I'm not a shitty person. I do the best I can, and yet because of the way I feel about myself, I deserve no fucking rights. How fucked up is that?
Yeah, apparently, you know.
Like,
I mean, seriously, I'm kind of interested in, you know, I'm kind of interested in words. Fuck. I'm kind of interested in what it would be if we're ever around your parents again, if you know I start calling you he or start calling you my husband, like just straight up, just that as that, and it's like, and you know I really wonder what would happen if they start asking questions, and this would be me being antagonistic, trying to get a bit of a rise, and the idea is if they don't get a rise, then ideally they don't care, which is a good thing in this case. They just need to leave it alone because it has nothing to do with them unless they're going to help support. Because we don't need that kind of negativity.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just so silly. I mean,
I even asked my mom, okay, you've heard my piece. What if I got a sex change and became a man? What would my ex-father think of me? And my mom, who is usually a boisterous, loud woman, whispered.
Not on purpose, by the way. She's just generally loud.
Yeah, she's generally loud. But she whispered, I don't know. When I asked her how my ex-father would act if I got a sex change, I don't know. I'm supposed to talk to this man who she honest to God doesn't know if he would even acknowledge my existence if I got a sex change. Yeah, no.
Let me just do a stream audio check real quick.
Supposed to talk to this.
Alright. Yeah, that sounds good, I guess.
Okay.
That sounds good, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry for the feedback loop, I guess, for a second there. Anyway. Yeah, it's just silly, so that's a lot of what's taking up the mental space in your mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame you. I don't think you've done anything wrong. You haven't done anything wrong, really. I mean, you just want to be you. It's nothing wrong with that. Just and weirdly enough, this is actually because you're in an advantageous position where we live together in our own house.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about, the potential of getting kicked out or some shit like that.
Mm-mm.
Which is very convenient. You're in a much better place than a lot of people are, where like they are trans or they are gay and they're not in a household that will accept that, and they are certain of and even if they're uncertain, they're just not sure about it, and but they don't want to risk it. I mean, they're not in the position where they can say that and feel like they're safe to stay home. So hearts out to all those people, definitely. So I'm really glad that you're here where you can be safe. You don't have to worry about that abuse and shit.
Like, I've already told Dren, I expect that if I do go to my mother's house on Christmas, I will probably be screamed at. And I'm sadly ready for it. I wouldn't let a stranger treat me like this. I wouldn't let friends treat me like this. I'm sure as hell not gonna let a man who called himself my father treat me like this. I don't deserve that.
I mean, I'd rather just not go, if possible.
I thought,
Words.
Caltuna broke down. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Caltuna EXE has to reboot.
I was honestly thinking about just contacting my mom, being like, you know what? My ex-father kind of treated me like shit. I don't care who's in the house. If they want to wish me a Merry Christmas, they can come out and talk to me, or they can send me text messages. My older sister with her husband usually visits, and then Alan, which if you don't know what's happened with him, he used to be my little brother, but he's also kind of a shithead. He'll probably be there with his fiance. I'll tell them, look, you want to say hi to me? You want to say Merry Christmas? Come out and see me. I'm not going into that damn house.
I mean, I don't think you should have to justify shit. I don't think you need to worry about being there. Like I would say, fucking, they can come get their shit.
Yeah, I was literally gonna
presents.
be. Yeah, I thought, okay, well, I'll just drop the presents off on the side door stoop.
I mean, there's still shit that they were still supposed to pick up, that carpet and mirrors and shit that are ripped off.
Yeah, that's a different story.
I mean, if we're not worried about it, I mean, we can just break and burn them or throw them away or whatever.
But yeah, that's what happened a week ago. I've told our friend group and shit. They are fine with me now.
They've always been fine with you, and they're there to support whenever you need it, or whenever they can. Also, their availabilities. Let's see. Oh yeah. Looks like we're at a bit of a dead part, so we can move on to another topic, a little more lighthearted, maybe.
So.
But I'm sure it feels better to be able to kind of let it out.
In a way, of course, it's still gonna hurt, and it's one of those things.
It's gonna hurt, but when you're not able to talk about it and just eats away at you, I feel it's often even worse.
At first, I really didn't want to talk about it, but then I thought, well, if I talk about it, anyone who's dealing with what I went through, they can come to me and at least talk to me on that, and I can give them the advice that there is, that I have learned from, which no one should ever have to be scared of who they are. Right. Yeah, you might have to hide for a little while, and I hate that has to be a thing. I really do. But
yeah, you gotta stay safe.
But never, ever feel like you're alone, because that's 90% of how I feel most of the time. I feel like I'm alone, and it's because of shit like this. Like, it sucks. It does. It wasn't until we moved into our house, and I still remember how I came out. I was with Dren at a con, and we walked up to this booth, and they had pens, little buttons. I love buttons. I love buttons. But this person had buttons, and they had feeling both today, and I looked.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I wanted one, and Dren went, "You've never presented me with this information.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You've never come out with this."
Yeah, I was confused at first because I was like, "Oh, that's new," and like I was like, "Huh, huh." I was like, "Huh," and like because it never crossed my mind about it.
Yeah.
So like, because we got that pin, right?
Yes, I
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
have it.
We got it. Okay, cool. So we got that pin, and I was like, "Huh, neat." And I think part of me was still learning.
You were.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of that was still me learning about it and everything. So like just to hear it that close to home, it was like, this is different. So I didn't know what to think at first, but like now I'm like, it's fucking whatever. Uh, you know, he's wants to be my husband, whatever. It's fine. It's not gonna change the person who I'm in love with.
Yeah, I ended up getting that pin, and you were like, "You've never been like this." And then I literally, we left that con, we came back home, and I sat Dren down and I explained it to him, and he was like, "What?" And it was like,
Well, yeah, because I think I was making the very common mistake of presentation. Like, okay, so you know how when you think of someone who's like gender fluid or both or neither, uh, for whatever stupid reason, people expect androgyny.
yes,
And I think I was still kind of in that, not as much, but no, fuck that shit. You don't owe anyone androgyny. You don't owe anyone presenting how they think you should present because you're the one who needs to be comfortable in your skin. You don't need other people to
be comfortable with you.
yeah. You don't need to. God damn it. Ah, fuck. I had the word in my damn head and now it's gone. Ah. You don't have to justify yourself to someone else about your own identity, which is only your business, unless you want someone else to be involved with it. So no, I'm completely supportive of however you feel because it's not going to stop who you are. Just waggling away.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
But to change topics, because I honest to God think Dren really wants to talk about the next one, because we did not get to talk about it last time. We ran out of time.
oh, did we run out of time last time?
That was the very last topic I had.
Oh
and,
shit! It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we didn't talk about it, and you were actually like, I asked, okay, how do you feel about the stream, and you went, I wanted to talk about D&D. And I was like, well, damn, we could have skipped everything else. No, I wanted to go in line, okay?
I don't remember having a good reason for it to go in line because, okay, so the way I format these videos, these podcasts, and I know this technically isn't a podcast because podcasts are audio only. That's why what's on screen is there. It doesn't move. I have a chat for anyone who wants to interact because it's on YouTube, but effectively I want it to be mostly audio where it doesn't really matter what's on screen, and that's how I'm trying to justify it as a podcast until I can figure out the other things that, like, the... No, Audacity. Spotify. There we go. Spotify and iTunes and shit like that. Audio stuff. Until I can figure that stuff out, which I just haven't put forth the effort, that's the problem. I'm being lazy. Once I put forth the effort, then I can actually start doing that. I don't know how it works, but I'll figure it out eventually. I think still the problem is I just need to get my computer checked out so that way I can get it buffed a little bit because it's slow despite how much I actually have. So, but eventually I'll get things taken care of. So,
But besides the point, Dren really wants to talk about D&D because I know him.
I'm sorry. I liked it as soon as someone explained how it actually worked and how it was
You
supposed to.
lost your mind.
It was fun. It was fun. I like the clicky clacky dice.
Dude, okay. Dren is a dice goblin. How many?
No,
how many
no,
sets?
no,
How
no,
many
no.
sets do you have?
I'm not a dice goblin.
How many sets?
I have a treasure hoard and I'm a dragon.
How many sets do you have?
Many of which are not important as far as the number and quantity of which you have asked for.
And there is your proof.
It is not proof.
It is proof.
It is
Dude.
not. It is not.
It is still proof. Okay, this is how D&D usually starts. Before he became DM. Like, we'd have a friend over and he would be our DM and show Dren how to be DMing. But before that happened, Dren would have to go through all of his dice and choose the set he wanted to use for that round.
No.
It would take around 5 to 10 minutes. It should never take you
No.
5 to 10 minutes.
That was before I had other dice that, like, fit the character that I wanted to roll dice for.
You hear this shit?
No, don't. Don't even.
I have 3 sets of dice. A metal set that he pointed out at a con, my original set that I fell in love with, and then another set I found at another con that are absolutely handmade and are filled with sprinkles, and for some reason I fell in love with them. Oh my god, those are my lucky set.
I'm still not sure the sprinkles ones are balanced. Like, it seems.
But I love them.
I know, it's just. Okay, so density is hard to do sometimes, and Hey, no.
Farrah.
Please don't make me put safety latches on those too.
Farrah's like, I'm getting in.
No. No, Cat, why?
Because she said so.
Oh, God, why?
She loves you.
But yeah, so my original thought was like, okay, I'll have dice for different characters, which kind of works. Except for being a DM, where I don't want to use too many dice, having to roleplay several characters or something. That's because that's a pain in the butt to do. Yeah. Oh, did you have anything in particular about D&D that?
Well, dear God, I might get shamed for this. I made a douchebag character, and I'm not proud of it. But I wanted to make one for a while, and he exists. I can't even remember what I named him.
Do you want to grab your character sheet?
Shit.
Well, see, okay, so the character that I made that was a joke character, Falil O'Brien, he was meant basically to be a type of campaign where he's a really annoying character. This is not that kind of character. This is different.
Okay. I got it.
Hooray.
Indeed. Okay, so... Oh, I am about to wreck.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I looked up and I saw your name and I was like, is this... Am I making...
Oh, no. That's because it was still on there, and I forgot
okay.
to change it whenever we were on, because we made it in D&D Beyond.
Okay. So his name is Cedric. He is a variant human.
Just Cedric, by the way.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Just Cedric.
Yeah, he's a wizard. And he is pathetic. To be fair, with a wizard, what was it that they needed to be? Intelligence and what?
I believe wizards were intelligence based.
Just intelligence?
I think for their magic. I think it says spell DC. Oh, excuse me. Oh, God damn it. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah. So your spellcasting ability is based on your intelligence, which is
Go ahead and say it.
it,
Say it.
it's a -1. You have 9 in there, and that makes it a -1 modifier. So you're a wizard. You're a wizard who can't cast spells very well.
I said he was bad, everyone. I said he was bad. But
Well,
he's. Well, what do you want me to do?
I like how he also has a dice set and thieves' tools. I didn't realize you put in a dice set.
You stole from random people, okay?
I got it. I got it. Okay, so we all need to make a bunch of character sheets.
Oh, shit.
Okay. All right. So, and these characters, all of them are going to have. There's 2 mandatory items that will be in their inventory. Each character has to have at least 1 dice set and a set of character sheets, to which we need to make more character sheets for the characters they control. So our characters will be playing D&D with other characters. Wouldn't that be meta as fuck?
I don't know what to say to that. To be fair.
It's like you play the whole campaign like that until the end, and then something happens, and it's like, during your D&D game, you hear an earthquake happening. Wait. What do you mean in D&D? You mean this one, or the one that our characters are playing? The one your characters are playing. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. Like, okay. How do I make it?
Or characters.
Okay, so I can't put it anyway good. So Cedric Cedric
Yeah.
is a douchebag. But he, as I explained to Dren and our roommate, he has a bit of a troubled past. Like, he is not a fighter, like, at all. He sucks at it. He sucks at just about everything, and there's a reason for it. You see, recently his parents both died. And, like, where's the story on it? I could probably read it better from that.
Hold on, I gotta. Yeah, here you go. Character backstory. We got the sheets.
Okay, so this is literally just all I wrote. I come from a wealthy household. I was an only child and was spoiled rotten. However, since my parents' recent deaths, I have already lost all of their money and have even lost the house. I have to find a way to make some money and fast. And he was spoiled rotten, and the reason he was spoiled rotten was to keep him from leaving. He was never taught any skills. He was never taught anything. He's kind of an idiot. He kind of knows how to read and write and some other things, but that's it. Amongst that, his parents kind of wanted an heir from him. And that...
Yes?
Because of that, they kind of tried to saddle him up with a bunch of girls. But it never worked because he's a dick. They never taught him how to be nice. When he would make friends, his family would literally chase them away and be like, no, you're not allowed to have friends. And then he got older, they would try to find a girl for him, and he would either get extremely kind of mean towards them. Not abusive, but emotionally abusive. Not physically, but you're kind of getting close to it. All because he thought he was a god, and they were just peasants. Well, his parents ended up dying, and because they literally never taught him anything, he didn't know how to handle anything. So he started to have lavish parties, buy the biggest and richest of foods, had heavy banquets, ended up sleeping with a lot of women. And when all that money ran out, so did they. And it got to the point where he sold all the horses and everything. That money ran out. and then they foreclosed on, in the world of D&D, they foreclosed on his home as they do, and him not, literally not having anything, literally went to the neighbor's house one night, stole one of their goddamn donkeys, got a saddlebag, put it on the donkey, and ran away with the donkey. And like, this takes place after a month of all this. He's been robbing people. He's been like, though he's not very smart, he's very charming. He's very, like, I guess you could call him quick-witted. Like, he can literally reach into your bag and pull out anything before you knew it was missing, kind of deal. He's very smart in that sense. He knows how to rob you blind. However, other than that, he can't ration for shit. He can't save money for shit. He's a bumbling dumbass. So, there's that.
See, that's what's weird about being a wizard, is it seems like he's starting out as a rogue.
Yes.
And then deciding to be a wizard. And that's what I was wondering. So I think we might try and do a module, which in this case would also be interesting because it'll be a multi-class character. So that'd be fun, I'm sure. God damn it! What the fuck? Okay. So, and you're not too familiar with multi-classing, right?
I was told a little bit about it, but I don't know the full extent, if you will.
Alright, so multi-classing, I'm not sure how the buffs work as far as the, boost in core stats. I think that works on the same basis as it would. Like, you'd still have to have, like, level 3 before you got base stat boost, I think. Well, no, because I think it's still on your core level. So, when you multi-class, let's say you're level 3, and you want to multi-class after level 2, and going into level 3, you want to start your wizard. Well, then you'd be a level 2 rogue and a level 1 wizard.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say you get to level 6, and you've just been doing wizard for the rest of this, so now you're a level 4 wizard and a level 2 rogue. So I know as far as your health, it's based on the level you're going with that you increase it by. So like if you're level 14 or 15 or something like that, you could multi-class all of them if you really wanted to. But that would be an incredibly broken character.
Yeah, it would be.
And, like, there's people who've done that, and it's hilarious. You might even say it's absurd. Eh? She knows what I'm talking about. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's not the okay. It's not controller. It's not the joysticks down. So I decided to a while ago. I created a character, Falilo Bragan, and he is a bard, I believe. And think of him kind of looking a little bit like Robin Hood from the parody one. I think it's Prince of Thieves. You know, the one with the tights. With Blinken and all that. Think of it kind of looking like him. He's not so much cocky as he is a little showboaty, but he is quick to take credit for something. So, like, let's say your character's, they beat a group of goblins or something, and then he swoops in and kills the last one. And then he'd be like, "Ha ha! I took them all out single-handedly. Thank you for your help, fellow adventurers." Now, if I run this the way that I want to, basically, I would be running it in the sense that he is lost, and he is in a faraway land that he's not familiar with. And what he's requesting is you to take him back to where he belongs. Turns out, he's rich. He is a rich man. He lives as a noble most of the time, but he likes to go out, try and get chicks, and stuff like that. And I know generic bard, but no, this guy's meant to be a bit of a douche. And here's
bit of a douche. Yeah.
Okay, so like the way the characters played is basically, so your characters would be promised a lot of money that they would get, when he returns home. The king, his father, would pay you. But basically, your characters would be fighting themselves. Big payoff, or just kill him now, because he'll do things like run ahead and trigger a trap that doesn't affect him, but will definitely affect you. Like he's looking around and he's like, "Oh, seems to be a rope here." And while your characters are in close proximity, he'll bend down, maybe all the way down to prone, pull it, trigger the trap, and only hit your characters. Or trigger an ambush behind him where the characters are at. Or if he's behind, like, "I think I found something." And then it'll be like something super important to a tribe, but by the time they figure out it's stolen, your characters are the only ones there. Shit like that. That's how this is meant to be played. It's a joke campaign. And it's just something lighthearted and fun in my head.
Essentially, he's the douchebag bard nobody wants on their team, but you gotta take him home or else daddy gets pissed.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is an NPC. A DM NPC. And he's being played... Basically, it's to fuck with the characters as much as possible until either one, they actually complete it, or two, they kill him. They finally just like, no, I'm done. Fuck it. Fuck the money. Kill him. No, he's done. I'm tired of this.
Kill him.
We've been going around for 3 goddamn months in circles because he doesn't know how to read a fucking map.
He's a douchebag. What you expect from the douchebag?
It's like, yes, we're going the right way. We've passed this place 3 times, man.
Excuse me.
That's how I know we're going the right way.
We passed this place.
The fuck?
No, correction. We passed this place 3 times today.
Yeah, today.
In total, it's been 176 times. But that's besides the point. Yeah, no. Our roommate and I don't want to play with him. We don't want a thing to do with him.
If I ever figure out the online thing, whether it's Discord or Roll20, I really want to play it. I really want to play it.
Like, dude, no. Our roommate and I have taken to calling that character the douchebag bard, and there you. He sounds horrible. He's worse than Cedric.
Oh, here's something funny that would happen. Okay, so you're trying to protect this guy ideally at the beginning, at least. So you're trying to protect him, and let's say, okay, you get ambushed, and you're like, "Falil, stand back," and he'll go, "Okay," and then just leave while the characters are fighting, and you're like, "Fuck, where's Falil? I don't know, I guess he ran away." Then you go to the next town or some shit, or, wherever the nearest tavern is. Maybe there's one just on the way. He'll be in there fucking drinking his ass off. It's like, "Oh, what took you so long?" "I was just telling him about how I took out all those goblins." Yeah, yeah, that's what you would come to find.
Can we kill him now?
And
Can we kill him
yeah,
now?
yeah, what took you guys so long when I beat the goblins?
Oh, we were
And
just beating the damn goblins you were talking about beating. We have proof.
you found more? Yeah, yeah. Like, don't. Yeah, if you get angry, that's part of the point. Like,
No!
there's the big payoff of like 1,000,000 gold, which is a huge amount still.
No! We didn't fight off another thing of goblins. You ran like a bitch and wound up here!
Did I? Doesn't sound like me. You must have me mistaken with someone else. Maybe one of your party.
None of us are cowards like your dick is.
By which point he may or may not have convinced the rest of the tavern that he was the hero, in which case everyone's just like against you in that, and you're just like this fucking asshole.
I mean, I think I have a way around that.
You might. I mean,
I would straight up be like, alright, if you have such a big, strong ego, along with that, you know, that big, strong sword that you clearly don't have, walk your ass home. The escort ends here. I want to see him grovel and be like, no, I don't want to be left here.
I'm not sure if he'd grovel at that point. He would definitely grovel if it was in the middle of the forest.
Probably.
But I'm not sure he would do that at a tavern or a bar. I think he would still try to. Well, I've gotten this far on my own, haven't I?
Good luck
Or,
with your shit.
yeah, basically.
Good luck with your shit.
Like, and I don't want to play this character too much, in the sense of like trying to piss off my players.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure he comes across as this type.
Douchebag.
Yeah, like well, I guess the main thing is I want to make sure my players get pissed off at the character, not pissed off at me specifically. Which I think most of our friends would understand. But to play it with someone random, I'm not sure they'd be able to take it too well. And like if they say, I'd like to kill him. Sure, go ahead. What? Because normally it's taboo to fight the DMPCs,
Which is
or
bull.
well, to an extent. Like, I mean, technically every character that isn't from the players is technically an NPC. But this would be like the special NPC, one of the main characters. I guess that's part of what makes it kind of taboo. He's not a bad character. He's not evil. You know,
Yeah.
but you're around him, you get all the bad luck. Like, basically, you'd be getting a bunch of disadvantaged throws because of him.
Yeah.
And a lot of surprises because of him. So, like, it's basically just to see how far it'll go until it ends.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, are they going to try and actually get the money? Or are they going to abandon him? Or are they just going to straight up kill him? And, like, bring his head back and say, we found your son, he's dead.
That would probably be what I would do. But, like, can't the pit with just spikes open up and one of us just accidentally push him in and be like, oops.
If it's not triggered because of him, maybe. Because if he triggers it, it's just gonna end up affecting you guys. It's gonna be like, motherfucker.
Nothing happened. Where's my son? We found him wandering in this forest. He might have fallen into a trap. We don't know.
And I think that would be funny. Like if instead of just stopping it at his death or where you abandon him, just continuing the campaign to actually get back, because okay, so to get to his kingdom really wouldn't take that much time. But because of this guy, you would be led around in circles for a very long time. Like potentially more than a couple sessions. And my god, it would be crazy. Because you if you kill him, or lose him, and you have to go back. Preferably kill him, because that way he can't come back and say, "Haha, I'm alive." No, thanks to that group, and then now that kingdom's against you. You're like, fuck this bullshit. Guess we gotta go kill a kingdom now.
No.
Now keep in mind, I think I won't make him any more than a level 3, because he's intentionally meant to be weak. His stats are very poor. But if there was a luck stat, he'd be very lucky. Like, incredibly lucky.
Clearly.
I think it'd be fun.
I think I'd kill the fucker within the first 5 minutes.
I'd have to figure out a way to play him so that way people wouldn't want to kill him immediately. Like, super nice guy, very cordial, very nice, ladies man, and very good gentleman type thing. Stuff like that. Oh, man.
Well, the main character I play, she'd be like, I want to kill him, but Odin won't let me. And it's like...
Well, actually, I don't think Odin would stop you.
He might. He's the god of war and knowledge in this, so...
Yeah, but I don't think he'd stop you from killing him. I don't think... Because there's nothing inherent as far as, like, justice or anything.
Yeah, but the thing is... One of the things about my character... Her name's Clementine. The one thing about my character is... Her thing is being nice and treating everything with respect.
Right. It'd be her that would have the hang-up, but I don't think Odin himself would.
Well, it depends. Like, he can literally take my abilities away, making me a very useless cleric. And I don't want that.
You'd still be able to do cantrips.
But I have awesome spells! I had an idea, I'm sorry. My mind went, what if I gave that douchebag fireballs? Just, fireball! Shut up!
You might get to a point where you can. Wait, tell me as the cleric or as...
Clementine.
Oh, as Clementine. I don't think clerics can learn fireball. I know that one of the things they could do is, they do have some attack spells that you could learn.
Well, no. Mainly, like, say he's going on and on about how he beat this and he beat that and he was so awesome. It's like, I know this fire spell. Without anyone noticing, I give him fireballs. And then he, in the middle of the fucking bar, he just jumps up and starts dancing because his balls are on fire. And he's like, shit, and then he pours beer on his balls. It's like,
great balls of fire.
It's like, got him. Who did what now?
Oh no, I've got spicy balls.
Exactly. You'd have the spicy balls, and it's like, yes, I need this. Like,
oh man.
Hell, I have a few things right now. I can literally command him to get up and dance like an idiot if I wanted to. I have the command cantrip. I can do it. Dance like an idiot.
Dance, magic dance.
Yeah, but David Bowie was cool with it.
Yeah. Well, he has the Bowie bulge, so he has something going for him.
Oh, Jesus. They did not choose the right pants for that man.
No, they did choose the right pants. They did absolutely choose the right pants. Shut up.
But,
oh, God.
yeah, if he gets annoying, spicy balls.
Spicy balls.
Just have him embarrass himself.
Oh, man.
Hi, Calypso.
So after having played a while, because we did finally finish it, and we tried to start Curse of Strahd, and that didn't go so well. And I was like, okay, we gotta fix something. This isn't gonna work.
We died to rats.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I didn't expect it to be that tough. Or else I would have, like, lowered the amount. So it wasn't just rats, it was rat swarms, thank you very much, which are very different, apparently.
Apparently, they were way more powerful than we were expecting, and then after we died, Dren did feel a little bad. I told him not to worry about it, but he went back into the book, read what was up, and he went, well, no wonder you guys lost. And
Look how strong they are.
Not only are they strong, but the campaign is meant for at least 4
players.
players.
Yeah, it's 4 to 6 players, and
And
basically where I had them was a little bit too early because there's a module that I needed that I can take you guys through.
yeah.
To like, for one thing, I think it does a really good job of setting the tone.
Yeah.
God damn, I don't want to do spoilers. And I can do it almost right off the bat,
Yeah.
but I'd have to retcon a little bit.
Yeah. But Dren looked through the book, found out that why we got our ass handed to us by rats, and then went, no wonder you guys lost. As for 4 to 6 players, there's only you 2.
Well, and also, it's a wizard and a sorcerer. 2 of the physically weakest characters or classes. So, yeah, the odds are not with you.
I regret nothing.
Well, okay. So full disclosure, part of the reason we made new characters was because I didn't want to use our first characters to do Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some playthroughs of Curse of Strahd. I'm trying to listen to one like their active D&D playing campaigns on someone's streams or whatever. And what I'm hoping to do with that is figure out, and the way I like it is where there's not really a good ending, and it makes more sense for the world of Barovia and Ravenloft. Like, it's a very dark, desolate place. We're talking about like Edgar Allan Poe levels of like, this is fucked up and there's not really anything good coming out of it. There is alleviation. Like, maybe one character will be fitting criteria in order to leave. Maybe. And that is like with a group of like 4 or 5 people. And I can't say too much, damn it, because I don't want to spoil it for my players.
Which is fine. But yeah, but essentially, okay, so Dren's gonna hate me for talking about this, but this is how it literally went down. This is how it went down. My character met our roommate's character. Her character hated my character right off the bat. We walk into town, her character hears loud crying, goes into a house, goes to talk to this NPC.
Well, like beelines to that house.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect to happen. Like, I should have waited for that particular crying because, like, there is, like, ambient crying, just crying in general, nothing specific.
Yeah.
But then there is a specific one. And I should have just waited a little bit.
But yeah, so she goes to that house, and beforehand, we had come across this dude who gave us literally, like, envelopes to go to something. We find a dead body. My character, of course, tries to loot dead body. There was nothing on dead body. We make it to town. Her character checks house, gets some information. After she comes back out, my character literally goes, okay, there's this house next to it that's boarded up. Looks like it's been abandoned. I bet there's some fucking valuable shit in it. We literally break the door down. We walk inside. Rats swarm us, and we die. That's literally the entire thing that happened. And it's like, we got our ass handed to us by rats within 30 minutes of playing the damn game.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought I had read through a big chunk of the book. Apparently, I didn't, because, like, immediately I was like, wait, hold on, what the fuck is this? The fuck is this? And, like, I'm trying to remember what it was that I actually read through. Because I thought I had read, like, the beginning, where you're actually in the town of Barovia. So, honestly, I'd like to just start it over myself. Because I don't like the way I started it, because I, like, combined things. So, like, okay, wait a minute, they weren't really ready for that to happen if I'm gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, part of me is like, okay, maybe I should just fix this up so that way I can just, I can pad this out a little better. and I also need to look through certain things so I can better put it in something that makes sense. Now, keep in mind, for those of you who don't know about Curse of Strahd, it is very unforgiving,
Yeah.
and even with the recommended players and the recommended levels, it's still a hard thing. So, for those who are DMing it, my suggestion is have, in comparison, more things that aren't necessarily combat related. Unless your characters are mostly like strong combat based characters, whereas I have a sorcerer and a wizard with each with 8 HP and like nothing to really attack with.
To be fair, I think we took out 2 of the 4 hordes that attacked us.
I think so.
We took out, which apparently for us, just the way we were, was amazing. Given the fact there were only 2 of us, we both had 8 HP each. My character, and I'm not even gonna joke about this, fucking sucks. And there's 4 huge hordes of rats, and we took out 2 before we were killed. Holy shit. That's amazing. That is holy shit amazing. That's what that is.
Man, yeah. It is definitely I mean that was impressive because we're talking about things that can do a lot of damage very quickly. You're in a small space, which is not very good because you can't get range. And I mean, I need to change the way some of this stuff is played, because the way I've got it right now is kind of like I'm trying to play it by the book, but I really can't. Not under this situation. At some point, I need to add in other characters, which I was hoping I wouldn't have to do as much of, but I'm not really having a choice. So, with our first campaign, or well, module, I guess, Lost Mines of Fendelver, where we used our first characters, being Dren Hatamata, Dragonborn Fighter, Clementine, a Tiefling Cleric, and damn it, what was the name?
Sybil.
Sybil. There we go. Couldn't remember because you had to go through a few of them because she lost it for a while. Sybil, the rogue wood elf, I believe, and the 3 of us are going through Lost Mines of Fendelver, and we adopt a goblin named Droop.
He's my little buddy, you know, beautiful.
Listen, you cannot make a campaign with cute characters and not expect your PCs to adopt them.
I can't help it. He was too damn cute. He was literally being attacked by, like...
He was being abused
by bugbears.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, hell no. So we kicked their ass. And I asked him simple questions, and he was so scared he wouldn't answer at first. So I ended up giving him some food. I gave him a ration. And then he started talking. And within, like, minutes of us meeting, I even told him, alright, Droop, you need to hold my hand now. And he grabbed my hand, and he held my hand unless we went into combat, which he would hide behind us. Which, even when that happened, one of us would stay close to him to make sure if anyone came the back way, we could make sure he didn't get attacked that way.
So, something that I found really interesting. So, Droop at the time did not have a character sheet, so he didn't play him as if he did. So, whenever there was a chance that he was in danger, we left him behind when we could, so that way we wouldn't have to worry about Droop getting hurt. Which worked. And Droop is still alive. And when we get back to the next part of our campaign that I'm actually homebrewing, which is kind of a nightmare, but I'm doing it.
I'm still proud of you.
We have made him a level 3 paladin. Level 3 goblin paladin. And actually, I think it works out right because Clementine is basically taking Droop under her wing and teaching him, but Droop isn't that smart in relative to like intelligence. Like, he's not the kind of person who can put a lot together, but he is a person who can wield weapons and learn to wield them well. And because he's otherwise being trained by a cleric, he can learn healing spells and stuff like that, hence making sense to be a paladin.
To be fair, he is smarter than other goblins.
He is smarter than other goblins, absolutely.
But he wouldn't be the intelligence of someone like my character Clementine, who has been studying books all her life.
As far as the party, he's not the intelligent character of the party. He is.
But he sure as hell, like,
He's. You're not going to see him with other goblins. If it was based on if goblin leaders are based on intelligence, he'd be a leader.
oh yeah.
Basically. When we were going through Mines of Phandelver, so I had to play Dren, which means it was a DMPC, which is generally taboo, but also technically because I'm playing him, he's automatically a DM NPC technically. The way I have to play it is that Dren does not make too many big decisions. He plays very much in the background aside from maybe combat, where he is the powerhouse. And he's also 12. He's a 12-year-old 6'4" dragonborn. And I use that as the excuse on why he wouldn't be leading what's going on. Which ended up making sense. And that's how I fixed that, I guess. Which wasn't easy, because, like, God, Dren would probably know this, but I can't lead it, and it still makes sense that he might not know.
As far as leaders go, I think I'd be the closest thing.
Yeah, I think Clementine is basically the leader. Though I think it was really interesting the way that module went. So we beat the Red Brand Ruffians. We beat we fight our way through some zombies trying to talk to this warlock. We find the Banshee, where we get to ask her the one question. We didn't actually get to resolve necessarily everything, because some of this stuff was basically you get the one shot to do something, and once it's done, it's gone. And if you find a way to alleviate, it'll be a different method. But we alleviated a lot of the important things, and we ran off a bunch of what was it, ogres?
Yeah.
Whatever the encampment was.
Yeah, we ran off the ogres.
I think it was ogres. We went to a place where there was the Cragmont Castle. The Cragmont Castle. We went through there, which was really interesting. And when we went through that, I was very careful to play it because it was very easy for us to be in a ton of combat very quick. So we actually got a way to be led through, which was really interesting. So we get led to the back, and almost all the way near the back, where we actually get to see more of the plot line and even save someone. And when we save the dwarf, he makes a map for us later on, all that jazz. And that means we can find Wave Echo Cave, where all the shit's supposed to be going down. And I I'm really glad I was able to convey what was going on by that point, because at first there wasn't really any coherency. It was just fixing problems that came up. And it wasn't until later that finally some stuff was making sense, as far as all this shit's happening, but why? Oh, probably because someone's trying to do a thing. Uh, towards the end of the games, we started getting a little heavier in roleplay, which I think is probably how we want to play, to be a little bit more roleplay rather than combat.
Yes. Very much so.
Because, oh, excuse me. I don't know, I really enjoyed the roleplay parts. The way I roleplayed Dren at some point, where we went back to the inn, where Dren was up at night and was crying to himself because he's 12 years old in these life-death situations that he desperately doesn't want to be in, but he doesn't really have a choice. So...
I still feel bad for him. I really do, man.
Well, so once we finally beat the big baddie, the BBG, and his henchman, his cohort.
Which, that was fucking hilarious. Thank you, Dren.
Hey, listen.
No. You don't give me that list of BS. Okay, so anyone who knows how it went down, here is how it went down. So we're geared up. We're ready. We're ready to kick ass. I'm getting excited. I'm really excited because we're going to fight this big guy who Dren's talked about for a while. And he's made to be this big bad guy, okay? He's made to be this big, strong, scary dude. And it's like, okay, this is gonna be awesome. We walk in, there's epic dialogue. Dren puts on this booming voice. What happens? His character, Dren, takes 2 swings. Kills him. And it's like, what? What? No, where's the epic battle I promise?
Okay, the way that was supposed to go... The way that ideally that should have went was that after the... Okay, it's because after the first turn, which we got the drop on him, after we took our turn, because he had super low initiative, and I should have just gave him a mandatory initiative that was higher, is what I should have done. Or, like, given him a minimum, so that way he had his turn.
Yeah.
Preferably before me. And basically, he was supposed to make himself invisible and start buffing himself. Had he not died, if he hadn't died right there, I probably would just not done the spiders.
You're talking about someone who felt let down. And then he had, what was it, Mimic?
Oh, Doppelganger.
Doppelganger. He had a Doppelganger henchman. And that was his right-hand man. And this fucking dude, was also talked up. He was talked up a whole fucking lot. And to be in fact, in a way, he sounded scarier than the main bad guy. So we find him and get the drop on him a little bit. What? Like, now I'm hyped again, because it's like, okay, well, maybe this will make up for it. Well, we're ready. I'm ready. Clementine's gonna do great. She's fucking ready. What happens? 4 hits from Dren this time, and he dies. Want to explain yourself?
I'm new to this.
Literally, Dren's character, main baddie, 2 hits, dead. His right-hand man, who is literally able to transform into just about anything and get the drop on anyone. Dren hits him 4 times, dead. And it's like... and I remember telling Dren exactly how I felt. And I'm gonna tell all of you right now.
No. Yeah.
So, if you've ever watched Hellsing Ultimate Bridge, there's a certain part everyone references. And that's when Alucard is sitting in there, and the other vampire, I can't remember his name, but the other vampire comes down and destroys his TV. And he goes, that was a 70-inch plasma screen TV. So, how may I help you? That's exactly how I felt. I was like, that was two baddies who were talked up so badly, I wanted to kick their ass into the fucking universe. So, how may I help you today? Thank you, Dren.
I'm sorry, I know what I should have done is, since he was a doppelganger, I should have made him in the first room, where we thought we would have fought him. That's where what I should have done is should have made him that, and then I should have made him in that little quarry area. Like that's what I should have done, and then it would have been because he would have been able to get that turn because we were too far away to be able to get close enough to him at the time.
Yeah. But that's literally how that went. It was like, well, so much for having fun with the big baddies. Dren literally bashed one's fucking head, and the other one is a goop. A pile of literal goop on the floor. Thank you, Dren.
I'm sorry. I'm. To be fair, I'm a demon training.
Are you?
Yes, I'm in training, and I don't have too many people to bounce off of. Like,
even our roommate was like, really? Fucking really, dude? First you take the main baddie and you kill him. You hit him twice and you kill him. And then we get ready for this one and you take that one away by bludgeoning him. Literally bludgeoning him to death 4 times.
Well, I think what I should have done is, okay, so when we go into the first room where we think he's at, and we break in, bust open, and start fighting him, and then kill him when he dies immediately, like that. Then all of a sudden the
Excuse me.
facade goes away, and we're like, wait a minute, this isn't him. And then kill the other two, and then continue on. I will leave the spiders alone, not even include them, and when we get into the next part where his doppelganger was, and when we played, that's where he should have been. With more guards, too far away to do anything immediately, which means he gets his turn to go invisible and start doing what he wants. And then, yeah, we'd be fighting like crazy.
But Dren bludgeoned them both to death, and it's like,
well, I also should have done so. Like, I see my mistake as the DM.
Well, the main thing that happened after that was we're sitting there. Dren's got this look of, oh shit. Like, Dren's sitting there with the look of, oh shit, I just might have just did this. And the handman who was a doppelganger had a few backup buddies, and Dren literally goes, and I still remember it. He literally goes, well, at least there's the doppelganger's henchman, and it's like, Dren, you douche puzzle. Which, to be fair, we took out like 1 or 2 of those, and then he took out the rest of those, so it was like, yeah, he's a heavy-hitting 12-year-old.
I'm sorry, I have a very high strength, and I have a high AC.
He actually does. He has a, like, if you do damage to his character, you got lucky, or you're very powerful.
See, originally, when we rolled these characters, we used the reroll ones method and drop the lowest one, which I think makes characters a little too OP, because mine is very strong, and I need to do things that don't make him as strong, like things that he might not be able to do. Like, for one thing, he can't go into small spaces. He just can't. He can be very much in the way of getting hit by things. So, yeah. And I can see my mistake. I see my...
At the time, Dren was laughing so hard until our roommate and I gave him death glares, and then he was like, "Well, at least there's the henchmen," and it's like, the henchmen don't have epic music and don't have awesome dialogue now, do they, Dren?
I'm sorry. His name's just George. I'm sorry. George and Fred.
They just came back from the fucking.
You.
They just came back from their goddamn coffee break. They had a nice shit chat about the missus. Everything was great. And then Dren came and wrecked their fucking day. Because goddamn it, Dren is a badass.
I tried.
Dude, you did not try. You succeeded in one fell swoop.
I wasn't trying to do that, though. To be fair, I can see that as a DM, what I should have done was just automatically the BBEG was just like able to block it or dodge it.
Yeah.
I should have just made it to where Dren was going to miss regardless. That's what I should have done. And if I didn't do that, I could have went with that's actually the doppelganger, and then fight. Like I said, it's not what I was expecting. I thought because in my head I was like, oh, it'd be epic if he runs up, tries to fight him, and then it goes from there. No, it just gets slaughtered.
Dylan.
And I rolled well, and it was like, oh.
Dren,
oh,
no, you did not slaughter him. You made him the smallest puddle of blood and guts I have ever seen on anyone. That is not slaughter. That is someone going missing and everyone keeping a horrible secret at the end of their days. It's like you demolished that. It was like.
I mean, I was getting better as far as DMing as a whole. Because so not too long after we beat the doppelganger. Oh god. Then other people started coming in. They'd been clearing out the cavern. And I thought that would make sense because they've wanted to clear out this cavern so they can get it back up running to reestablish Fendelfair as a mining town. And that's what we were able to do. And so I just had to make the ending seem more better.
Which, to be fair, you came up with an awesome idea for the ends all around the world. You don't remember the awesome idea?
Wait, which?
The Innkeepers!
Oh, yeah, the Innkeepers. Yeah, the Innkeeper Alliance. So, to make a quote-unquote safe place, like a permanent safe places, that they aren't everywhere, and they aren't always the same type of thing as far as, like not every innkeeper is part of the Alliance. So, like, not all inns are safe. But the ones that are safe, they are, like, super strong, and they're just meant to be, like, impossible to kill, but they don't fuck with the adventurers because it would be counterintuitive if they do all the adventurers adventuring. So, they run the inn, they protect people at the inn. Anyone starts a fight, they get kicked out. They will not kill anyone, but they will have them out, and you can't kill them. And I only want to do it like this because I like the idea of there just always being able to be a safe place. But you can't have that safe place interact with anything outside of that safe place. And there are other inns that are not safe places. But I think I like the idea of the Innkeepers Alliance. You know, like, okay, so someone is trying to start some trouble with your characters. And they're, like, getting ready to throw a punch. and the innkeeper's keeping a close watch on it. And as soon as he tries to throw a punch, the innkeeper tries to intervene, says, "Get out of my way," and then tries to throw that punch again. The innkeeper catches it with ease and flips over the guy, regardless of size and everything. It's staying very cordial, saying, "If you really want to continue this fight, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Take it outside. This is not a place for fighting. This is a place for rest. If you're not going to do that, I can't have you here." And I think that's how I'd like to see that. And I definitely thought that was a great idea. I love it.
He fell in love with it.
I might have. You know?
And then our roommate helped him come up with some ideas, and it was like, okay.
Yeah, and it's basically for our quote-unquote homebrew world, which, since it started with Mines of Fendelver, I guess is very much Sword Coast based. Forgotten Realms, I guess. And I definitely want to go down each of our paths. So we all made pretty big backstories for our characters. Oh, excuse me. I did it. And we're like, okay, well, we made interesting characters that all have dilemmas that are going on right now. What if we actually fix those dilemmas? And so I had to start writing. And my God, it is hard to write this shit because, for one thing, the first place we're going to go to is Dren's area, Dren's homeland, to fix that. His was the folk hero where the tyrant is looking for. The tyrant will try to kill him at any cost or whatever. So that's going to be the first area. So that's what I'm developing right now. Well, not right now. Right now I'm trying to read Curse of Strahd, and then we were going to play that, I guess. I just got to figure out how we need to do fucking Curse of Strahd. I'm trying to read through that. But I was writing my part of the campaign, so that way we could alleviate that. Go up another 5 levels or whatever. And then we would go to Sybil's place, go up another 5 levels, and then the last 5 levels would be Caltuna's area, which I really don't know what to do because there's just not much to work with right now. But I'm wanting to see if I can make that work to the advantage. And because we're talking about trying to be level 20, where basically we are almost gods as it is, I have to make a BBG to rival that.
I have nothing to say to that. I'm not DM smart like you are.
Well, I mean, it's basically your world, and Clementine's the one that has the most knowledge. And I also wanted to make sense, so I keep calling you. Fuck. God damn it. So
you might want to cut it early, since you're yawning so much and you're going.
I just need more stuff.
No.
Don't yell at me. But when I get to the point where I'm making that, so I haven't fully gone through everything for Dren's part of the campaign, but the idea. Okay, so damn it, I don't want to reveal too much. But the idea is, so a tyrant took over the land, and Dren had to make Dren being a dragonborn. Dren being a dragonborn. The area is not very accepting of any races that aren't mostly humanistic. Like, even wood elves are iffy. But they're good with regular elves. I I think dwarves are fine. Gnomes are a little iffy. Uh, so it's mostly derived of humans. Well, a lot of what you'll see is that there's some slums, and that's a lot of where Dren lived. So people in the slums have to try and do work to try and keep themselves afloat. And there is a lot of like monetary based hierarchy. At least the way I've developed it so far. And when it gets to the right point, it will be taking down that as the BBEG, which I'm still developing. I found some interesting stuff that I want to incorporate from other areas. It's a homebrew, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. But for a little bit of Dren's backstory, basically, when this tyrant took over, he started implementing all this stuff to basically subjugate and separate the humanoids from the other races like Dragonborn, Orc, Ogre, Tiefling, Tabaxi. If I decide to put those in, like any of those type people, Dark Elves, yeah, those kind of people, they're not going to be seen as favorable to be around. They'd probably be all right in some areas, but in other areas that are for more wealthy areas, they're not going to be very much accepted. Well, Dren, for whatever reason, was taken into custody and arrested. Well, he and a group of other people, Dragonborn and Orc alike and stuff like that, they were going to be executed just straight up. Well, they ended up like killing his family, I think, except for like a brother. I'm not sure. I still need to figure out if I really want him to have any family left necessarily. But he something happens and he manages to escape, him and a few other people. And they just keep going and going. They just don't stop. And when they're finally able to get the cuffs off and they're finally able to get somewhat armed. Now keep in mind, Dren is very young. So all that he was a very big boy very quickly growing up. So he was treated like an adult a lot more than he probably should have. So he can take advantage and get a pint of ale, for example. He trying to be on his own and trying to stay alive, he was forced into a position where he had to wisen up real fucking quick and learn how to fight. And so he's in a forced position that he doesn't want to be in, really, where now he has learned to be a great fighter out of necessity. So, like earlier when I said Dren breaks down, that's part of the reason is he doesn't want to be doing this. He doesn't want to risk his life. He wants to live his life. But he doesn't really have a choice because he doesn't have a home that will accept him. So it's definitely really refreshing to be traveling with a dark elf and a tiefling. Or drow elf, that's what they are. Dark elf, drow. So at the end of Lost Mines of Phandelver, he decides, I'm going to go back to my hometown and see how things are going. And originally I had planned that just to be where Dren leaves, but now with what's going on with what we want to do with our characters, he's gonna end up coming back and I'm gonna have to be playing him again. Thoughts?
Sounds good to me.
I mean, I have like there's a lot. Part of me was like, oh wait, we might be able to just go ahead and start doing that.
Yeah.
So like, part of me was like, I might be ready to go ahead and start this, even though it's not fully done. I think I have enough that we could actually start that if we really wanted to.
Yeah. But we agreed that we just kind of want to get Curse of Strahd out of the way.
Did we?
Yeah. Our roommate and I told you, we were like, you know what? It doesn't sound like we'd have much fun with Curse of Strahd. Let's just go ahead and get that one out of the way, because it's gonna get sad, and everyone's gonna get sad, and someone's gonna maybe die, and it's gonna get sad, and no.
I just wish I need to figure out something so that people can stay alive.
Or at least not get killed by fucking rats. Give us a noble death. I don't want to be killed by team.
I need to just retcon some stuff.
I don't want people to find out we were killed by rats. Make it epic.
Can we just retcon? Can we? Is there a chance we could just start over? Because after properly reading it, aside from one section that's separated, I know how to start it properly now, or I know how I want to start it anyway.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can talk with Cookies and whatnot about it, but it's the 2-hour mark, and as is tradition for the workplace, I think it's time to take a break. So I'm going to be going to the intermission for about 10-20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we will be back, so feel free to go to the bathroom, get some drinks, take a shit, whatever. You know, all that crazy stuff, and we will be back. Alright, we're back.
Yellow.
Hope you had a enjoyable break. Alright, so a couple things you've had was possible reading material? Question mark? I don't know what that means.
Books, comics, anything that you found recently that were nice reading.
I mean, I've been reading D&D stuff.
And then, as Dren knows, I've just been reading, I've literally been reading to get rid of some of the books I don't like, because, I'm gonna be honest here, the living room looks like my fucking library. I love books, I do. But some of the books that I've gotten from random things, I don't know where I got those books, and they're romance novels, and I get they were written in a different time. One of them was from 1995, the year I was born, and the other one was 1997, which was when Alan was born. But god damn it, I hate those novels. One of them's literally about Christmas. I thought I'd read it, and it's not as bad as the one that's from 1995. Which I told Dren about, and even he was like, yeah, no, get rid of it.
Yeah, and I don't think you should ever feel obligated to finish a book that you don't like most of the way through it. I mean, you don't judge a book by its cover, but you do consider what you're reading as you're reading it.
Gracie, stop. Thank you.
It's just like I try to be very careful about any media I consume. So that way I try and get as much stuff I like and as little stuff I don't like. So like I love all the mangas. Like I don't think there's maybe but a few books. And although I have the exception for video games, generally my idea is okay, if I don't like it, get rid of it. So yeah, if you don't want to keep certain books because they're crap, like don't someone else might like them.
Gracie. Bad kitten.
Kid.
She's a bad kid.
As far as anything that I've been reading, like it's mostly Curse of Strahd, which I don't want to spoil.
Which is understandable.
Like, I will say it's a very long read. Like you think, oh, this book of like 250 pages, it's a big book, right? No, it's fucking imagine that, but on big pages with the same size text. It's still a ton of pages.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if that was a small book, it'd be like 400 pages. My God, it's insane. Um, I mean, I've read some creepypasta here and there. Um, I don't get much time to read shit anymore, or at least right now, as it stands, just cause like I'm trying to do so much shit around the house,
Yeah.
and if I'm not doing that, I'm in existential nightmare mode where I'm just kind of sitting thinking, "Oh God, what do I need to be doing?" and then never getting anything done. It really sucks to be at.
You shouldn't feel like that, man.
I don't want to feel like that. I can't help it. Like I'm like, "Oh God, what's my priority right now?" What has helped though is just writing shit down. Like that has helped quite a lot. It's made things easier. Just getting things in my head so I can, like, okay, this is what I need to do, and then I'll write another list if I need to set things in more priority. Um, I can just sit there and think about things and get smaller lists, and then I can mark those out and then start taking stuff from the bigger lists. And I think it's working all right. Like I got some productivity this weekend. I put latches on all the cabinets and cupboards, so that way the cats can't get in and piss all over everything. And I don't know why they do that.
Do you wish to speak of the Ice Cube incident?
Oh yeah, there's some ice cube trays. You want to know one of the other reasons? They will piss in those ice cube trays, and then guess what we got? Sorry. We have some cat piss ice cubes. I don't want that. So, uh, probably over the course of the next week, I'm gonna be working on just cleaning all that out. Um, and I got this little Clorox Easy Liner stuff that I'm gonna be lining everything with, and I'm hoping what I have left is enough. It should be. Um, that way I can just have all that. It's easy to clean. I can clean everything officially, and it'll look nice with any luck. And that's what I'm betting on. Right now, basically, they're just the layer they have on them is just more linoleum tile, whatever, and it kind of looks dumb and it's curling up. Whereas this stuff, I'm just gonna like staple or nail down something. But yeah, it's gonna be my deep clean thing, and it's been a big thing since we got rid of the roaches. Now we can get rid of what's left of them, their dead carcasses and their poopy poops everywhere. Get rid of all the cat piss areas. Like, I'll get to my desk and it smells like cat piss, so I don't know where that is. I need to figure that out. Suppose I can get a black light. um, so yeah, I haven't had much time to really read. If I'm not reading the D&D book, I'm just reading social media, probably. Which is, apparently is not really good for you, but I guess I enjoy pain.
Shit, I don't even really go on Facebook other than because I love the marketplace. I do, and I love checking on people that I don't have their phone numbers or messengers. Other than that, I will literally at most once a week look through, like, I try to go through my notifications at least once every day. But as far as random posts like the main page, I'll do that at most 2 to 3 times a week. I don't even do that anymore because it's like this is literally drama for other people's lives.
It really is. Like, Facebook has just become a drama cesspool.
And I don't like drama. I fucking hate it. I don't want a thing to do with it. I have enough on my plate as it is. Why do I want to deal about, oh, I got in a fight with my baby daddy and this shit's going down? Okay, and then if you recommend something and they get offended all because you said a word, like, why don't you talk to him? Me? Talk to him? It shouldn't be that way. And it's like, and you wonder why you have drama.
I don't mind drama as a whole, but people's individual drama is just kind of like shit that ends up being, it's its own hole that just keeps getting dug, and it's like it's not entertaining to see. Like, I see it all the time. where like someone's gone way back and posted something on a post from 3 years ago just now or something, and it's just like, dude, the fuck. And it's not like a cute thing, like, hey, I told you I was gonna do this or something like that. No, it's petty shit.
And sometimes it's even dark shit that doesn't need to be brought up at all, and it's like, dude, no, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Don't bring that shit up. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me because so some Facebook, like not Twitter as much. Twitter has more to do with like arguing bullshit.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, there is it's so much goddamn drama. I'm really glad I don't use my real name on Facebook. I don't use my real name anywhere on social media as far as I can remember, except maybe certain accounts that I have to have or want to have. Like, I don't use my real name. There's no reason for me to. I'm really glad it started out that way, so I do not have my name account.
Yeah.
Um, so I can walk around. Basically, I can just keep wearing my mask. Basically, in electronic regards.
Yeah.
So, but people that don't like, I don't think they understand how much they invite this shit. And then they're like, they want advice, but they really don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. They
Yeah.
want you to be on their side, is what they're asking for. And it's very easy to fall into that. But it's hard to, actually take legitimate criticism. Nah, let's not do that. Nah. I don't know. It's Facebook. Social media in general is a pretty big cesspool, but Facebook is, it's where all the fathers and mothers are at. You know, all the people that bitch that Facebook is, censoring them on Facebook. They post that they're being censored on Facebook on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, they won't let me say what I said. I've been in Facebook jail again. I've apparently been in Facebook jail a handful of times. Never fucking knew. Never knew.
Now I will say this: my ex-father has. He was there, like he got banned a few times, like or suspended, if you will.
Yeah, suspended.
But I think he has a final warning because of the same thing I talked about earlier in the stream. Like he has gone on people's posts who are very accepting and have been like, Jesus doesn't accept these people, neither will I, or there's only two genders. Get over it. And he's got one more time until he's permanently banned. And it's like,
as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. And my mom does tell me this shit. She's like, oh, well, he did this again. And it's like, if he's just gonna attack people, why the fuck did he make a Facebook? Like, seriously. And my mom even hinted that he doesn't really believe some of the shit he says. He's just being an elderly troll. And it's like...
That's just petty.
It's like, no, I don't agree with that shit. No.
Oh, man. It's just bizarre to me. The idea of just being a troll in that sense, like, it makes more sense on Twitter to me. Like, where most people don't use their actual name. Like, it makes more sense when you're not using your actual name, you're not on an account that you actually care about. Because then you have a reason not to really give a shit. Even though it's still a dick thing to do, you have more excuse than other people. But you're using your actual name, you're on an account that you're trying to keep connected with people, and you're doing trolling shit. I mean, it's just not worth it. It's just stupid. I've done it by accident. Like, oh, this post was a little too risque, basically. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Shame, I guess. I try to be careful not to antagonize people, but definitely on Facebook, I got into an argument on Facebook about It was about arguments. I had an argument about semantics, about arguments. And it was so goddamn stupid. Like, okay, so my post was that, you know, I actually like getting in arguments. I always learn something. To which some guy decided he was gonna say, well, what you actually like is a heated debate. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? I was like, well, that's what that is. You don't like arguments, you like heat debates. Like, I know what I said. So then it becomes a semantics battle, trying to figure out, oh, do I like arguments or do I like to have heated debates? So we got in an argument about the definitions of argument and what I like to do. Like, you could not get any more ironic than that. And then when we look up all of it, for one thing, he was doing this thing where he was cutting off context purposely and looking at other things like, okay, well, I went to Urban Dictionary, snapshot, screenshot it, post it, and it's like, all right, it seems to fit with what I'm like right there. Like, a heated debate, or a debate is a synonym. If it's a synonym, then the nomenclature that you're using to describe the argument or debate or heated debate, it's arbitrary. It doesn't mean anything. It's semantics. It doesn't progress anything. But he sure as hell got pissed off. Okay, cat, you zoom.
She's
zoom,
having zoomies.
zoom.
It'll be okay. It's okay. She's having zoomies. Which I'm glad. Yeah, Gracie? Was it Gracie? Yeah, I'm glad she's having zoomies now. We've had her for 3 years. She was an elderly cat, and she never did zoomies until we got her a little bit of medicine. She has a little bit of a stomatitis, and stomatitis affects the gums and kind of hurts their teeth so they can't eat. But hers wasn't too serious of a case. Now, Zhao's was very serious. We thought Zhao was going to pass because of how serious hers was, but she made a full recovery, thank God. Or whatever.
Well, because it wasn't as serious as we thought. It was that she wasn't eating that was causing malnutrition.
Exactly. And
she wasn't as far along as far as in danger at that point, thank goodness.
At that point, she wouldn't even drink water. It hurt her so bad.
Yeah. I got one of those little squeegees, and I got her to drink water that way.
We had to force water into her mouth, but now Gracie, because she has that little bit of medicine, she had zoomies every night, and
yeah, because it's also good. It also gives them some vitamins for their joints.
Yeah, which she couldn't do before because her joints hurt her. She would even bite us if we touched her joint wrong because her joints hurt. She's an elderly cat, so we got her some vitamin, some of that stuff, which tastes like dirt. We've been told, but it helps with their joints and stuff. And now she has zoomies, and she's so fucking happy. Now every once in a while she'll still bite us, because of course she is an elderly cat, and her joints are gonna eventually start to hurt a little bit, and that's understandable. But now she has zoomies. She'll run with the other cats, and it's like, it makes me so happy because it's like, she was a cat full of life. She just didn't know how to give that life, and now she does, and she's such a happy baby, and it makes me happy to see the baby happy, and it's like, yay.
Like, that's what Facebook needs more of. It needs more cats.
Everything needs more cats, dude. Cats and dogs. Everything.
Do you want me to become a cat girl?
If you want. Sorry, I'm playing. I love to multitask, and I'm playing Pokemon, and there's a Salamence, and it kicked my. I named a character after Dren, and it kicked his ass. I had to switch to your character, but wait. And now my multitasking. I'm having that moment where you see all the equations, and it's like, can you please remind me what we were speaking of?
I was asking you, should I become a cat girl?
Ah, yes. And be like Cirrus.
Maybe.
What do you want?
I want to be a dragon.
Then be a dragon.
Don't tell me what to do.
Be dragon.
Don't yell at me.
Be dragon. Be a Telvazal.
Jow jow. Alright. You also have best worst games of the year.
Okay, so this one is your opinion on what are the best and slash worst games that came out during this time.
It's gonna be a hard one for me because I have not been keeping up with video games. I mean,
I thought you would, because you kind of keep up better than I do.
well, I mean, I haven't been playing anything really. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. I fucking love Minecraft.
Dude, I know.
Um, I have been playing Myst, the Myst series, and I gotta tell you, it's a good game if you like puzzle games. And I've definitely been having fun with that. I want to play other games, but I want to also record them, and that's difficult right now.
Understandably so.
I don't have a computer that can handle it. It has plenty of space for whatever it needs. I just don't have the thing it needs. And that's what sucks.
I'm sorry.
I probably need to just open up my computer and get blow everything out. Cause like the main reason that I was getting dirty is because roaches were getting in it. Now that we don't have the roaches, we can properly clean it, and I just haven't done that yet. I wanted to get like an electronic air duster, but they're expensive, and I haven't found a model that I like.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be such a daunting task to find an electronic air duster because I don't want to get the aerosol things. You know, you can only use them so long. You can only use them so long before you have to wait for them to recompress their air. And it gets a little pricey, especially when you have a lot of electronics to go through. And we've got a whole bunch of systems. We've got our computers, the TVs, our monitors, a few other things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it'd be a chunk of air duster, aerosol cans. So I'd like to get an air duster so that we don't have to keep buying them. And just charge that up and then take care of it. I guess the good thing is that with the aerosol duster, it has that little straw thing so you can get into really small crevices. But I don't know if the air duster just has better PSI in order to actually get rid of shit. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to go through at some point and just open up my computer and blow it out one more time. I know it's got a bunch of dust in it from this stuff we use to get rid of the roaches, so that might be slowing it down or causing heat. Again, I gotta get my computer looked at, I'm sure. And getting a fucking graphics card is gonna be goddamn impossible because of NFTs. By the way, yeah, NFTs also affect getting graphics cards.
You're fucking with me, right?
Oh, no, I am not. Like, it has a profound effect because the way NFTs and cryptocurrency in some of this works is that they need a ton of processing power. And to help your processing power, you need a decent graphics card, which means they buy up a bunch of graphics cards to do their mining. Because the way I got a basic fundamental explanation of how it worked, using blockchains for hashes that basically encrypt a thing, so that way it has a unique encryption, and that's technically what you're buying when you buy an NFT, is that unique encryption. So technically, yeah, it's an individual photo that no one can technically actually have, but maybe you can make copies, which still kind of whatever. And that's why it's more like you're buying the receipt for an NFT. But yeah, because they're getting so many of them that it's driving up the prices for graphics cards, and it's really hard to get one decent for a decent price. It's really hard to find them. God forbid they actually be around. It's part of why GameStop doesn't have any. Um, like, yeah, like Bitcoin mining and Ethereum mining and uh, trying to sell NFTs. Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it doesn't really make any sense, and it seems like a really useless endeavor when you can just pay artists a much cheaper rate for something you can probably use. Like I'm using avatars that I know I paid for this one. I know I paid for this one, and I still got more to pay for. Eventually, when I don't feel like I'm in existential dread of not having the money, I need to. Moving on.
Relax.
Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. But as far as best and worst game, I mean, shit. As far as this year, I have no idea. Metroid Dread looks really fucking good, but I haven't gotten it yet. In fact, I don't think I've had a new game for a couple years. I don't think. At least not one that I've actually played yet. An ever increasing library, but no time to play any of it, which really sucks. There's a lot of games I really want to play. I have been trying to play Final Fantasy X on the Switch, the remaster, when I go to the bathroom.
I didn't know if you were gonna bring that up or not.
Well, okay, so it's really convenient because it has save points all over the damn place in the game, so I'm never too far from a save point. So when I don't have time to play games, which is most of the time, I can just do that. And like when I get to editing, I'm still not sure what all I'm gonna need to do for that, but I definitely want to. See, I still have those 40 odd videos that I have to edit, and now I need to add another video that I need to make in general. I gotta make that Hatamata log, episode Hatamata log number 9, and just kind of explain what's happened. And I don't know if I want to go ahead and do the. I think I might wait till it's actually into next year to do a comparison between the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I did set. And I hope you don't mind us going off tangent. It's kind of the point of the show, but I set a bunch of 2021 goals, which I think I met maybe one of them. I hope. I don't know. Um, but I'm going to go over that, and then I'm going to go over the past 2 years with the channel, basically looking at all my statistics from last year to this year, and see what's changed, what's different, how does it stack up. Like, I didn't get to collab with anyone really. Well, I guess it's a collab. I guess I technically did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. When I get to what was it, 500 subscribers, I was gonna do a merch store because that was gonna be a milestone. I was gonna do some like super simple stuff, like all my a lot of YouTubers that I'm friends with, like or acquainted with, they have like small merchandise things, like they sell T-shirts and they sell stickers and stuff. And it's like neat. Okay, cool. And I was like, oh, okay, I'd like to do that. And I'm not. It's not just trying to make money. It's just the idea of like, oh, neat. So people maybe they actually want my merchandise. I might change that though, because I don't know
Excuse me.
if I really want to pay too much attention to it. Make progress on recording room. I haven't made shit. Maybe that'll change from here till the end of the year, since I'm gonna have a couple weeks off. Well, sort of. I get 5 days at a time, and then I'm in for the way it's set up. I'm on odd work week, and I can take a Sunday off and get a bunch of time off, like come in for like 1 day and then be off for another 5 days. So that's how that's gonna work. Let's see. 200 videos milestone. I don't think I made that. It had I actually done that, but that's what I'm gonna be looking at. Something to involve viewers. I was hoping these kind of things would be it. Things that can help choices, whatever. CTR, I forget what that stood for. 75k views. Not making that. I have been promoting Patreon on social media, so I guess that's good. I didn't get to dye my hair green though.
We're working on it.
I know. Just thought it'd be nice. But yeah, just various things. But I'll be doing a proper comparison later on. I'm thinking at the beginning of next year. I'm gonna see what else I need to make, and if there's anything you think I need to make, like, do I need a special Christmas video, or do you think Hatamata 9, the Christmas Hatamata log, or whatever, will be fine? I don't know. I'm just trying to. Cat, why? You have a pantry cat now.
Farah. Ugh, she went in. I see a tail.
God damn it. Alright. But yeah, I definitely want to, do that. Like, do you have any ideas on... I know I want to make that Monologue 9 before the end of the year and just do that. Is there anything else you think I need to make?
Not really.
Okay. Oh, that's right. So Dragogo nominated me for a thing.
Yeah.
Where I had to, like, my top 10 games in no particular order.
Yeah.
And I don't know what those are, but I guess I gotta try and make that.
Have fun with that shit. I don't know who you're gonna nominate, but have fun with that.
I don't either. I don't know who I'm gonna nominate either. For one thing, most of the people I know are already nominated.
Well, does it have to be YouTube?
Pretty much. Well, yeah, because that's where the video making. So, like, Twitch and stuff is... Twitch is streaming specifically.
Yeah.
Whereas YouTube, you can just post the video. And that's how I'm going to do it. And I guess technically I don't have to nominate anyone, but I still know who I'm going to nominate. And I still don't know what my 10 favorite games are because I don't consider games like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I'm sorry.
I can do it for him.
No.
Here's Here's the 10 games you need to know of. Anything Star Fox? Metroid, other than Other M. Other than Other M. And Zelda. There you go. Anything from those games except Other M. And I think we talked about Other M already.
I think we did. I mean, I still recommend it.
Okay.
I still recommend it because it's still a fun game. I want that gameplay, but I would want a difference in story. And also, that game is canonical, by the way.
So, I'm not a big fan of it. When I was younger, I didn't know any better about the franchise, so I liked it when I was younger. Nowadays, as far as the story goes, I can't stand it. Like, Dren put it on one night when our friends were over, just the cutscenes to make it.
Yeah. So when you beat the game, you get access basically to the movie mode where you can just watch it.
And he put that on. I believe within the first 10 minutes, I was dead to the world. It was late. We had just gotten done with D&D. We had friends over. He was like, "Hey, watch this." I used him as a pillow and I died. I was dead. He had to wake me up. Because it was just that boring.
What was that? Characters didn't match their motivations. There's some lackluster stuff as far as, like, how things are done.
They made Samus a wimp.
Okay, listen, I understand the shock and surprise, but the way she reacted just doesn't seem realistic based on her character. I understand being terrified and one thing, I just don't understand why they had to do the weird metaphor that they used. It still doesn't seem right to me, but nevertheless, like, I can go into that in a video one day, preferably after I've played the game for the channel. Because, my god, do I have words?
Sorry. I accidentally almost dropped my glass there.
But, I think we're heading towards the end.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and duck out, I guess.
Yeah.
With that, you got anything else to say? Got anything else you want to talk about real quick?
Just wherever you are, stay safe. Have a good day, night, whatever. Treat each other with respect. Listen to opinions. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Yada yada.
Alright. Sounds good to me. Alright, so feel free to follow social medias. You can find Caltuna at Queen Caltuna on Twitter. Although Twitter's fucked, but whatever.
We're trying to get it fixed.
She's in my Discord as well. She does have a channel, Caltuna.
Which I really need to make a comeback. I'm thinking about it, but with everything that's gone on within the last week, I'm not mentally stable to do that, so.
I also need to retrain you how to make videos.
Leave me alone, man. It takes a while.
I know! I have spent many time making videos, so I know. Feel free to follow me on anything. I've got Patreon, Twitter, Facebook page, different thing. Cats are screwing shit up. Yeah, you can pretty much find me wherever. If you look up Dren Hatamata on whatever, if I have it, you'll find me there, basically. Because it's been a unique enough name that I haven't had to worry about, like, making it specialized in any way. So you can pretty much search Dren Hatamata just about anywhere, which I like. I like that I can do that so far. I guess I'll go ahead and do a full solid outro, and this will hang it up. Alright. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to be my buddy. And always remember, you have potential. Bye.
Bye-bye.